Hi, my name is Liliana. I am a client of Pregnancy and Fatherhood Solutions. My story begins in the year 2000. I was young, 20 years old, and I thought I knew it all, like most 20-year-olds. I came to the center when I found out I was pregnant. I didn't have much direction in my life, but I just thought I had everything at my feet. I could go and come as I please. I didn't know what I wanted to do for a career, but I was pretty much working anything I wanted. Not much direction, a little bit, I guess you could say lost. One day I found out I was pregnant, and my bubbly, know-it-all world came crashing down all of a sudden because I didn't know what was next. I was confused, and I had a lot of internal conflict that at moments it felt almost unbearable of how lost and confused I was and not knowing what to do. I was working at the time. My boss told me to look for a phone number for him. And of course, work was the last thing on my mind. I hadn't made any choices, any decisions. I was very confused. And when I opened up the phone book, because we had phone books back then, the first thing that came up was the phone number for the center. And I called it. Most of us ask God for signs. I didn't think to ask for one at the time, but I took it as one as soon as I opened it up and I saw the phone number. I made the phone call, and I stood quiet because I didn't know what to say, what to ask. But the voice on the other line just said, "How far along are you? And I'm here to listen." Those words meant the world to me at the time. And it was exactly what I needed to hear. I told him a little bit of my story, and he told me a lot about the center. And I felt that I needed to do more. So I made an appointment, and I arrived at Pregnancy and Fatherhood Solutions, and I met with Angel Wicker. As soon as I walked in, I felt comforted, I felt welcome, and I felt that I was gonna be okay. Angel was with me the whole way. The center offered a lot of services. When I talked to her, sitting down, she informed me. I wasn't convinced. I was informed and educated about what an abortion really is. At the time, I didn't know at what age or what stage in the pregnancy a heart started to beat. I didn't know exactly how early on a baby is actually formed with all of his fingers, toes, hands. I made the choice that that's not what I wanted to do for my child. I was already a mother the moment my son was conceived. I knew I had to give my son life, my child life. To this day, 17 years later, I still remember exactly the warmth of his cheek next to my lips when I first kissed him. It was like it was yesterday, holding him in my arms. And I remember how beautiful and how innocent and just how much he was gonna be dependent on me. And I knew I had to do things right for him. I knew that I had to give him a good life. I knew I had to do everything I could to let him take this world over. I had 2 more sons, which I'm very proud of. They've turned out to be my greatest accomplishments. Every day my goal is to make good men out of them, and they make me very proud. Every time I wake up, I have a reason, I have a purpose. No matter how hard my days are at work or anywhere, when I come home and all 3 of them greet me with a kiss and say, "Hey mom, hey mom, hey mom," that just makes everything worthwhile. I am now doing what I love to do. When I was young and pregnant, I didn't know where my life was headed. Now I know where it's at. Thanks to the guidance and support of Pregnancy and Fatherhood Solutions, that even after my pregnancy, I've had the support and the friendship through the center that has helped me throughout each pregnancy, regardless of whether whatever my thoughts have been, they have always been there for me through my 3 pregnancies. And I want to thank them for that. I don't think I would be where I'm at right now had it not been for the choice I made 17 years ago.